Welcome to WYCD Wicked. That stands for What You Can Do. My name is Jake, and we are inviting Andrea Rovinsky to come join us tonight on a totally random episode that is the Left Past 10 After Party, WYCD Nights. Yeah, man. I gotta say, I'm a little nervous about the manner in which I said we would be doing this thing because that's not actually something I'm good at. But we're gonna try anyway. We sure are. We're just gonna keep the conversation going while we build my watch hours up so I can once again take money from the internet. Oofa doofa. What did y'all think of the news of the day? I can't get over how poetic the end of Charlie Kirk was, and I'm saddened by how little I give a damn about violence in this country. The dude, I can't feel bad about this guy passing because he was encouraging America to be the way it is that allowed for his passing. It's like a guy saying, "You don't need any rules in front of this industrial meat mulching machine. See, I can wave my hand right in front of the opening. See, I can lean over it precariously and I'll be, oh no, I fell into the meat mulching machine and now I'm getting mulched because I made a meat." It's the dude's own fault. Depressing that we live in such a time. So that's the mood. It's the mood of the day. Weirdly callous, weirdly nihilistic. But, I'm also used to people I care about perishing. I'm used to people I give a about perishing. This must be what it's like for a right-winger anytime anything happens in the news and it's not directly about them. Weird to just see it without any emotional attachment whatsoever, without any regret, anything like that. I kind of secretly hope that Matt or Sandy also joins, secretly. Don't tell them. Don't tell them I like them. But that is a thing I hold close. Ever a hope. All right, since we're here, gang, how in the world do we best make use of the wheel of names, the random name picker? How do we make use of this? I feel like there's something here. Maybe we'll do it like this. Everybody name topics. Name topics you want me to talk about. Understand that as the night goes on, I will make less and less sense. Less and less sense as the night goes on. Charlie. Damn it. Haven't even touched the stuff yet. Charlie Kirk. What's another topic that we could discuss? Because we're going to use this. Epstein. That's a great topic. Jeffrey Epstein. Give me a couple more. This looks good with at least 4. Today's news was wild. We all watched a guy bleed out on television. Yeah. Isn't it weird that our generation, we're going to, at some point, people are going to ask us, how did you become this way? And we will have to say, well, it was commonplace for us to watch people die on TV. Snuff films. The real world was snuff films for a long time. Beer versus whiskey is a great one. Beer, and I'm so glad it's the yellow column. Beer versus whiskey. National Guard. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Ukraine too. Boat murder. And so on. All right, that's a pretty good list. You guys have other stuff you want to talk about? Best song for the ancient and deadly art of karaoke. It's Hooked on a Feeling is the correct answer. How the fuck do you spell karaoke? Wait a minute. It's Hooked on a Feeling, or it's Kiss, as done by Tom Jones, as opposed to Prince. Andrea, what do you think is the best karaoke song?
You just brought me on. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, I know.
So I just, in commemoration of this show, to ignore your question for a moment,
sure.
I decided to just, whoa, gotta zoom out. I decided to consume a quantity of unknown proportions of alcoholic beverage in honor of this show, which is the Jake Show. This is what you can do on the nighttime edition, everybody. And to answer your question, Jake, and I, dare I say, I loved you in that movie in Superman. With Michael Cera, he was great in that, and you were too. And I heard rumors about that chili set. That was crazy. But to answer your question, karaoke night is the best song for karaoke night. Is the best song? That's actually a good question. I haven't thought about it. Whoa, sure. Wow, look at that.
I just figured you got the stage, so go right ahead.
I do not have the stage. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jake Show. This is the show where Jake asks questions. Karaoke song. The best karaoke song. You see, I'm not much of a musically educated person. This is where one of my weaknesses. I could say some answer, but then I feel like it's not an educated answer. So therefore I shouldn't speak on a subject I'm not quite educated about. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like I haven't earned the right. I haven't listened to enough music in my life as a human I haven't earned the right to answer this question. You know, that's how I feel at this moment in my time.
I just realized what the format of the show is. So, format of the show is Andrea's fucked up, which is delicious because you still manage to be a somewhat coherent human being. I'm going to answer this first question coherent.
Did you?
No, but I think we've discovered the format. I'm gonna answer this first question.
No, this
sober.
Okay, for every question I answer, you do one.
Yes, and then and then we're gonna spin the wheel and do another one.
Oh, we got a wheel.
Yeah. And as we knock these out, each time I'm going to become less coherent. We're probably going to get through about one of these before the show is just nonsense.
Okay.
So here's my answer. I think it depends. When you're asking what is the best karaoke song, you're not necessarily asking what's your favorite to perform. Everybody will have their own special one for that. But if you're talking about generically, what can the most people sing? It doesn't require lots of skill necessarily to sing. Most people they know what the song is, and so they're very forgiving of the failures in it. I really do think "Hooked on a Feeling" is going to be one of your best, especially because you have the whole audience singing it with you. You don't even need the microphone for that one. There's my answer. Let's.
You see, I'm just not. I'm not that much about. I got Max the dog right here, by the way. I don't think you can see him because I'm zoomed in. But I'm not a social person. I'll be honest with you. I have never done karaoke in a social setting in my entire life. I've done it by myself when I was like 5 in my bedroom. I've never been in any situation where karaoke was a socially permissible activity, and so therefore I just don't have any experience to draw from on this one. So.
Fair enough.
But I accept your answer.
Let's spin this motherfucker. So I think we can agree.
You're a dog.
Karaoke.
You're a dog, Max. You're famous. I put you on TV. Everyone's talking about you.
That's true.
They're all talking about how cool that dog is.
Oh, just crossed over into Ukraine.
Oh, so we're talking about Ukraine. Oh, my camera turned off. We're talking about Ukraine. Yeah, this camera has an auto shut off that takes like. Is anyone counting? I'm sure it's like 10 minutes or something. I don't know, something like that. It seems to happen often. So what are we talking? What is?
We're
what
talking.
What show Ukraine. Are we doing? We're talking about controversial subjects while we're on drugs. This is not.
Yeah.
Either I gotta get more on drugs or less, and I think there's only one actual way to do that outside of vomiting all over my floor.
Well, but, first up, buddy, you've gotta talk about Ukraine. Give me your basic thoughts on Ukraine. Will I join you on Christmas Mountain?
My basic thoughts on Ukraine. I actually mentioned this in my This Space performance that I did. It's funny. We got this big news item today. You know the one. And I was doing a show on this subject over here. On the violence of our political system, and in that show, I actually briefly touched on Ukraine. So I actually recently talked about it. And one of my opinion, one of the things that got Ukraine into this position was giving up its nuclear armaments. Ukraine made a deal with Europe and the United States, with the OTAN nations. And in that deal, they said, I think it's called the Budapest Memorandum. So they gave up their nuclear weapons in exchange for protection. They weren't gained entry into OTAN at that time. That would have been a little bit too scary. It was in the 1990s. Things were still kind of stabilizing, or whatever you could refer to that period as. And they gave up their nuclear weapons, and that's why they're in this fucking mess. If Zelensky had nukes, I guarantee you Russia would not be anywhere near the Polish border. But hey, so I think the Ukrainian situation, not so good. But it's just one of many conflicts in our world that are really bad, because everyone has gone insane. All of these little pet fantasies that everyone has had, all these fucked up world leaders, they've had this like, ooh, we're going to make Taiwan. Yeah, we're going to do this thing with Gaza. We're going to go into the West Bank. Yeah, now we're in Syria. We're going to take over Venezuela, Greenland, Mexico. We're going to build the Cumpire, Canada, USA, Mexico. We're going to create the Cumpire. Everyone's just going insane, basically, on a world level. Everyone's just going crazy and going on all their her secret fantasies of genocidal rampage, and the daddies are beating the shit out of the little Timmies. That's just what we're in. Vladimir Putin is showing Ukraine his belt collection, as I like to say, and it's that's where we are. We're in an abusive relationship. And we are the children, the people, the citizens of our countries. Countries are made up, by the way, but the citizens of this earth do not have militias protecting them, world leaders. We are their abused children, and daddy is out of control. And then you have all these opposition parties that are like mommy, that, after your dad beats the fuck out of you, you're bleeding, you got to fucking, get some peas on your face. Mommy saying, he's only like this when he's drunk and he's going to stop drinking any day now. So don't worry about it. That's the situation with Ukraine. Ukraine decided, let's give up our nukes in exchange for daddy's protection. Daddy is, of course, an unreliable person. So now what are we in? We're in Fuckville, everybody. This space every day, every week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Fuckville.
I think if you look,
was that
at
good?
Ukraine,
was that a good? Are we doing a real show? Because I was doing a real answer, but
yeah, I think
could have
it's
gone in
funniest.
any direction there. But
I think this is going to be funniest if we try our best to give real answers, and we just let the booze and the weed carry us over to the.
Well,
nonsense.
I need to bring the bottle into my bedroom then. If we're doing that,
I think you're good, not because you're silly, but because you're giving coherent answers, and mine are going to very quickly become nothing. Okay. Fuck it. Do what you want to do. That's what I think.
I'm going to go do it. Just you explain the rules.
All right. Are your earphones still in?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So the rules are...
they're not wireless, so hurry up.
We're going to get drunk and talk about this stuff. All right. I think if you look at Ukraine from 91 until 2014, you're looking at when the Soviet Union collapses and Ukraine no longer is under the thumb of the Soviets, but they do find themselves with the Soviet missiles that were threatening the world, at least a good chunk of them. Part of, that stuff where we were all watching, if you're of a certain age, stuff like propaganda warning about nuclear war. That's what they had in their possession. And from 91 until 2014, they existed uninvaded. And you must ask, what would we have wanted a country to do in this scenario? What is the best case scenario that you could have asked for in terms of behavior of a country? I think Ukraine had that. But
what are we talking about?
I said from 91, after the Soviet Union collapsed, until 2014, we had the best possible behavior, regardless of the consequences for them, that we could have asked for.
Just move me over.
How?
You just drag the thing and move it.
All right. So we had the best possible.
Because I'm always on the left.
She got me.
Yeah. See?
Best possible behavior we could have asked for.
On this
we
show?
Also had a series of oligarchs left over from the collapse of the Soviet Union. So just like how we're experiencing right now, as the Soviet Union collapsed, they were first taken over by oligarchs, and then they fell to infighting. Those are the people that ran Ukraine for the beginning of its existence. But they nonetheless joined a peaceful world and behaved as perfect allies. And up until 2014, when Obama was in office and Russia invaded Crimea. Crimea is basically Florida for Ukraine. It's a peninsula on the south side of it that sticks out into the sea.
I love that word, peninsula.
It's a good one.
Of my favorites.
And if you seek a pleasant one, look about you. But when this happened, the United States failed. The United States had sworn as an ally, essentially to prevent Russia from invading. Then Russia did invade, but Barack Obama had just taken over from a president who had carried out a very unpopular war, and Barack Obama was still carrying out that war at the time. And he did not want to put troops in a new place. And he certainly didn't want to fight with Russia, my God. So we failed as an ally to protect them. And the way they have behaved from
All of Europe.
2014,
Shout out to OTAN.
yes, all of Europe failed them.
In Europe,
we are
honestly, is
included.
more responsible. Like, honestly, we're somewhere way fucking else, okay? You know, we got the big, beautiful ocean, you know?
But we got a
Like-
couple of Americans here, and I think everybody should be eager to name themselves when possible when it comes to responsibility. And so we failed, and we were voting age at this time.
Whoa,
We failed.
buddy, my first election was 2016, my friend.
Oh, I'm old. But I certainly bear responsibility here, and so do a lot of the folks listening. And the way Ukraine has behaved from 2014 until now is everything we could have asked for. They got rid of the oligarchs. They put a sincere populace in office.
You know, they didn't get rid of them all the way. You know, they did a lot of great stuff, but it's not like they solved the corruption problem. You know, like there's a lot of financial inequality and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, but
that's true.
They did a lot more than Russia, for example.
Absolutely. So if the topic is Ukraine, I think the takeaway is we have failed them in the past as allies. They have behaved better than average and have done nearly everything we've ever asked of them. And we have failed to do most of what they've asked of us. We have a debt to pay to them.
Just think about it from this perspective. Zelensky literally went to the White House, right? And just got bullied by these fucking losers, by these fucking morons. And then this motherfucker still went back like 4 months later to have another conversation. Like, think about that. The level of like just being, dare I say, above it all. Like, just like not like just unfazed, you know, like, sure, I'm sure he didn't want to be doing that, but it's like, you know, he's in a rough spot too. But it's like, just think about that. Would Trump ever do that? Donald Trump is still tweeting about a Rosie O'Donnell, for Christ's sake. Like, would he ever let anything go under any circumstance? No. But Zelensky's gonna go in there, even though these two little fucking, you know, whatever I was about to say, you know what I was gonna say something. These two guys, and they're guys of some variety, of some stripe. You know what I was gonna say. I don't need to finish.
I think a good question to pause for Republicans to ask themselves, or to ask Republicans to ask themselves, if you think Trump would behave a certain way that is good, like, would Trump do that for you? Ask yourself if he's ever had the opportunity to behave that way. I think that's good for a lot of folks, actually. So this bears out when it comes to like taxes and such. I just realized, though, you're right. We're not doing the format. I'm going to go back to the format.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Ukraine more at some point, but I mean, you can keep going if you want. I mean,
no, I also forget that I genuinely enjoy talking to you guys about just stuff. Oh, yeah. None of this is what I was trying to do.
Oh man, these are all oh, this is not good. I don't like this one either. This is bad.
This one's all right.
This one's horrible. I'm zoomed in. You can see how disgusting I am. You can see like facial features that I often try to hide with my low resolution. Why do you think I'm using a fucking camera from 1997? I don't want people to see I look like this, you know.
Well, there we go. You're costing us money because you're the prettiest of all of us, without a doubt.
You know.
Look, I would carry that weight if I could, but when I try to look, when I actively try to look friendly, I end up calling it like,
yeah, you look like a fucked up motherfucker.
And I don't want to dull people's instincts, because, you know, in better times than this, I would have been one of the light villains of people's lives, you know, salesman, that kind of thing.
Yeah, one of those fuckers. Keep Ukraine on the board so we have a chance to just talk about it again.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, these are all pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Is boat murder Venezuela or some other boat that I missed?
I assumed that's what it was. That's what I'm going to choose for it to be. Oh, son of a gun. All right, buddy. I'll be listening.
Wait, because I'm going in.
You're going to you're going to use mouth words. Uh,
Okay. And then you're gonna
well,
do
and then
something, and then you're gonna come back and take it over.
yeah, and
All
we're
right.
probably not gonna get very far into to
No, we gotta get it.
much.
We gotta at least finish the board. These are all really good. There's some good. We'll leave one. One of them gets left behind. That way we build tension.
Yes,
Because if you know we're gonna get to all of them, then it's not that interesting. But one of them is gonna
good
get left
point.
behind.
Real
Uh,
good point.
but I
Uh, uh,
okay.
also,
It's
also, I will
huh?
let you know when I'm back in with the private chat.
Oh, I'm not gonna look at that, so don't bother.
Great.
Okay. Um. So beer versus whiskey. I gotta say, I am not. I am not an expert by any means. Um. I tend to avoid getting super into alcohol as a hobby. Just as a a little matter of self defense. I like trying something new every time I engage in an alcoholic experience, and by that I mean when I buy a bottle, and I usually get the big ones because it's cheaper to get the big ones, and someone's got to drink it. But so when it comes to beer versus whiskey, it's not like I have like any particular favorites. And I'll be honest with you, and this is again, I am not like this with most things in my life, but with alcohol, I just I look at the label, I kind of generally get a feel for what the ingredients are, but I don't really care about the same thing with wine. I like drinking wine, but I don't really care about you know, the whole right. So when it comes to that and all that kind of stuff, I'm not the most well educated, well versed person uh in the room. And I also don't like alcohol on principle. And so I drink it because I got addicted at a young age and now I like having it in my life. I don't drink it every day. But maybe once or twice a week, I'll have a little bit. Maybe once in a while, I'll have a little bit too much when someone peer pressures me to do so. But once again, when it comes to beer versus whiskey, I think that was the question. If you were to ask me which one I prefer, which I think is probably the root of the question, not necessarily which one is better, or which one, but if you were to ask me which one I prefer, I would go with whiskey. I prefer harder alcohols over lighter ones typically. My favorite alcohol at this moment currently is wine, although I am drinking some whiskey bullshit right now, but that's besides the point. But I like harder alcohols just because you get more out of it. Like for me, I don't like necessarily getting buzzed. I like getting fucked up. When I get drunk, I'm gonna get drunk. Like I don't. That's my opinion, and I am a little on the unwell side. But again, I'm not really well educated enough on that to answer. So in a truthful and educational sense, but
I like that earlier you were talking about how you get addicted at a young age, because I do think that a big part of the industry is to make the addiction part of people's personality
oh
early.
yeah.
And like when you think of like a Hollywood badass, they usually have a cigarette dangling out of their lips because they don't care about the future. Whatever.
I
It's
mean,
true.
I'm definitely also addicted to marijuana, but I feel differently about that than I do with alcohol because I don't think marijuana is that dangerous. So I don't mind going off on suggestions about that. But with
Yeah. I
alcohol, I
mean, I
think
think
alcohol is genuinely dangerous. So I wouldn't recommend it.
the state of
With that
addiction is
said, um,
the state of addiction itself is dangerous, regardless of the specifics of the substance. Um, on the other hand, though, I say that knowing I'm about to be a hypocrite because it is a big part of my personality. So much so, in fact, that I don't when I like doing something, I like doing it in quantities that are bizarre.
oh
And
yeah,
so
I like going
if
all
yeah,
out.
if I actually drank whiskey as much as I want to drink whiskey, not even chemically, but just, having a thing in my hand,
Hmm.
it would kill me in a day. Like I just drink myself to death. So I buy fake whiskey from time to time, and I really enjoy that. And I like that for the same reason functionally as I like dark black coffee that is very hot. I want something that fights me back a little bit
You see, I
when
love
drinking.
dark black coffee. I don't put anything in coffee. I never have. I learned to drink coffee black because like I don't like sugar and milk is kind of gross. And that's what the most common things you would put it in it at home. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy something specifically for this. That seems
Yeah.
a little insane. But I don't like it hot. I don't like that it burns my esophagus. I read this fucking thing that's probably a little overblown about how drinking hot coffee on a daily basis can lead to esophageal cancer. If it's too hot, you'll burn your esophageal lining. I don't know. It's a little bit of scaremongering, but also like I kind of believe it. Some people drink that shit hot as fuck. You ever been to a fucking old school diner? They serve you coffee, you take a sip, and it's like, and then you fucking, it's just immediately like your whole body is on fire because they serve that shit to you at like fucking, like 99 degrees or fucking some shit like that, centigrade, of course.
It's a
20
skill
gradi.
issue. I'm sorry. It is from people that don't know what they're doing what they don't know what to do. I don't know how to say that in a sensical way right now, but
Sure, I understand.
it's the reason it's hot is to stop you from functionally. The reason it's hot is to stop you from chugging it or even taking
I love chugging coffee. Usually the first cup of coffee I have in the day, I let it sit for a while until it's like chuggable. I'll drink that shit in like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. First cup. And my cups, my cups are not the standard American cups. My cups are usually 1.5x or something like that. The standard American cups, because the standard American cups for coffee, like the ones they put in cookbooks, that's really small, because everything gets bigger over time, especially coffee consumption. So anyway, and then usually my second cup of coffee is the one that I sit back and enjoy over the next hour. That's how I am.
It's fun to have two different experiences with the same thing, but that kind of illustrates the point of like, if you're burning your throat when you're drinking it, it's because you're drinking the thing incorrectly. If it's that hot, you just get enough in your mouth to spread out. Let the surface area become such
Splash
that it's
it
irrelevant. Yeah, a little splash, a little sip, right on the surface, delicious, and it's a strong bitter flavor. So if you have a whole mouthful, that's too much of that flavor.
No, I love swirling the coffee around in my mouth like huge gulps, and I go like,
sure, but it's
and then I go like, and then I realize every time I somehow this is like a daily process. And then I go, ooh, this is probably bad for my teeth. I probably shouldn't. And then I swallow the coffee.
For me, in terms of time within the meal that it would take up, 1 cup of coffee is like 3 glasses of soda. Do you
glasses of soda?
Yeah.
Like you pour the soda into a glass and drink it from a glass. You do that. You specifically, Jake, will do that? You will pour soda from something into a glass and then drink
sometimes. But that's secondary. That's apart from the point, which is the amount of. I have a weird amount of focus right now on amounts, but it's the amount of time. Like I would drink an entire thing of soda, whatever, get another one, drink that, get another one, drink that. And in that amount of time, I would have just had 1 cup of coffee because it's
You see, my one problem with coffee, and by the way, the question was beer versus whiskey. But my one thing about coffee is that I like to drink water and coffee in the same cup. This is just like a problem. I have a mental illness. I like to drink everything out of 1 cup. It's kind of a problem in my life at this point, to be honest with you. I have a lot of cups that I could use, and it's something. But anyway,
milk and soda out of this one. God help us.
Nice. Maybe sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's called an Italian soda. That's exactly it.
I'm aware of that. But I have some 30% genetic material from the great peninsula of Italia. But anyway,
Mi scusi.
What was I saying? Coffee. Sometimes I drink my coffee too slow and then I get dehydrated a little bit. So what I like to do is I like to drink like 3 cups of water in the morning. Like as soon as I wake up, I drink 1 cup of water, brush my teeth, 2nd cup of water, right? Then I try to get a 3rd cup of water. Then I chug that 1st cup of coffee. Then I drink another cup of water, and then I have that smooth sailing. I drink a lot of water. Hydration is very important.
I was gonna say that seems more like your water habits than a. Oh my!
But then I drink. The problem is like the coffee takes like 2-3 hours to fully consume the 2nd cup. The first one is gone in 5 seconds. But the second
Mm.
cup, then I get really dry. I get dehydrated. I pee out all my fucking water because I'm on spironolactone, and then I'm fucked. And I'm like, well, I got this coffee cup, but I use the same cup for water and coffee. It's a mental illness. I have a lot of problems in my life that are probably not as important as most people's, but this is what I'm dealing with, and that's one of my big problems with coffee. It has
Fair
nothing to
enough.
do with coffee itself. It's more of a different situation. Anyway, next question.
Uh, you've reminded me that I'd never answered the first one. Beer versus whiskey,
Yep.
whiskey for me.
Okay. I
Now I'm
probably
trying to
agree.
find. Oh, I see. Yeah. No, that's not the one. 1 second.
My camera's
I don't
about
know
to
the
auto
Revel.
turn off.
Oh fuck! Where is that
Man, this
initial
camera's
one
awesome.
there?
I gotta figure out. I'm sure it can disable that setting somehow, but I haven't looked.
Oh, for sure. It probably doesn't even register. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like why would it even want to stay on? It probably the auto shut off is probably hard coded because why would anyone just leave it on unrecording?
They
They
couldn't
would
have foreseen this future. Yeah.
they couldn't have seen this fun coming where I use this shit on fucking YouTube in 2025. All
And
right,
I
what's
also forgot for a second that I'm talking to Andrea Ravinsky, who mods games and probably has some idea of what she's talking about when it comes to technology. The fuck?
Yeah, I
How
mean
does
a little bit. I mean, I got a capture device plugged into my motherboard that is receiving the signal of this 1997 camcorder Panasonic brand through some audio-visual composite cables that are connected to my computer, which is running through my motherboard and being registered as a webcam by my drivers. It actually is
Hi.
kind of complicated if you actually put
I
it
was
that way,
gonna
but
say you're saying that like, oh,
yeah.
this simple little thing, and I'm like, all right.
I have had this bullshit for like many years because I use it for video games, but it's just the same cables work for the camera. So
And you're adapting different eras of technology into talking to each other. I'm gonna click the button now.
yep.
No, ew. Okay.
Ah, here we go.
Hey,
Notice, by the
pal.
way, you programmed it with that red arrow. I see what you're doing.
Enjoy,
All right.
talking about
So I'm going
Jeffrey
first, and then
Epstein.
you are going to take a big little inhalation. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go butt chug, and then I will not remember what we're doing. I might not come back.
No, you better
It's
come
not a
back
joke.
because we're talking about Epstein, and we still got to do Charlie Kirk. Are you kidding me? Unless
In the
that's the one
first,
that we leave in the chopping block.
my dear, in the
Get the hell out!
first
Do your
answer,
bullfuck.
it hadn't quite kicked in. Oh, it's kicked in.
I'm gonna kick you in something you don't
I'm
want to be
trying.
kicked
I'm
in if
trying
you
to
don't
put
get
you up
out here
here.
and do your
Hold on.
fucking. Well, I shouldn't peer pressure you because that probably is not something I should. It's probably not something I should. A behavior I should be displaying to an audience.
You
of any
need to
kind.
understand. I need you to not be mad at me if this happens. I might just wander off and go to sleep.
I doubt it because then you're gonna leave this stream on, and I'm
Yeah,
not going to be turning it off. I'm just
I
going
might.
to eventually leave, and then
I know. I know.
that's
And if
not
that
something you
happens,
should do.
that happens. That's
But
life.
if that
And
happens, you'll miss out on me talking about Jeffrey Epstein on your channel, where I have
I'll,
no
I'll see the
repercussions
I'll
that are
see the
against me.
replay.
I can say literally anything, and I'm not going to face the consequences of that. And we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein of all people, and you're gonna leave me there alone? I don't think that that's a sound financial decision or any other sort of decision.
I might get baked and accidentally cook you. And I'm sorry if that happens. You can leave at any time if you
We'll
want. I'm
see.
gonna try to come back in like 1-2 minutes, however long it's been. I'll see you.
Yep. Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even really know who that is, honestly. I've never heard of him, but a lot of people are talking about him. They really they won't stop talking about him. It's kind of insane. And the Democrats, of course, are the ones who keep talking about him. I've never really heard of Jeffrey Epstein. I don't really know who he is. Epstein? Who's Epstein, But in all seriousness, folks, it's not so good. We're in a bad time in our in here. We're in a bad time, everybody. It's not going so well. Jeffrey Epstein, probably. This is Jake's channel, so let me just throw out all my conspiracy theories. Again, no repercussions here. So, my opinion, you want to hear my real opinion, my genuine, true opinion? Jeffrey Epstein is an agent of Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency. He was installed into American culture, American life, in order to, provide the allure of the very thriving Western Anglo-Saxon, insert something file club that has been active for this entire country's existence. Epstein was sent to infiltrate that, not unlike a police force would send an agent or whatever to infiltrate a little gang or whatever and make a drug deal, and then the cops show up and all that kind of stuff. That's what Epstein was, but for Israel in the United States. So that he was sent there to collect names, and any one of them could have become president at any time. Bill Clinton became president. Oh, my camera turned off. It looks like I got censored there, but I didn't. I'm on Jake's channel. Jake would never censor me. And my camera has an auto shut off feature because it's from 1997 and it would never want me to do this. What was I saying? Epstein, infiltration. Right. He's the infiltrator. All right. He got in there. Right. He was baked in there. He was in American society, the high life, the politically, well affiliated, the financial elite motherfuckers, those guys. He got in there. He got a list of names. That birthday book thing that came out where they got that crayon drawing of, I don't even want to describe it. It's horrendous. Like that kind of shit. He's got a whole list of names. Any one of them could have become president. Bill Clinton. I already said that part. But it just so happens that it's Donald Trump. It could have been one of the other dozens or hundreds of billionaires that are in Epstein's birthday and black book, whatever horseshit. It could have been any one of them. It just so happened it was Donald Trump. That's the point. He gets in there, he infiltrates to such a degree that he just collects a list of names. At any point, one of them is going to be in a situation in 10, 20 years that you could take advantage of it. Lo and behold, Israel is taking over Syria. Now they're taking over the West Bank. Gaza is going to get completely genocided, and the U.S. is going to build a hotel in Gaza. Isn't that great? Wow. Who'd have seen that coming? Jake's back. He's got some soda. No glass. You may have realized he's not drinking it from a glass, as previously established on this program. He does not do that. He does not drink from glassware. He drinks from plasticware. Were you able to hear all that?
Yeah. I got sad because in that moment where you were trying to catch your train of thought again, I am currently working on a piece of animation wherein Donald Trump, he overhears from the White House that people are talking about Epstein, and he frantically presses a button to shoot down a satellite, which cuts off the broadcast. And that would have been a fucking hilarious way to end the broadcast. Because it would have been Kismet. No, it would have been like I planned it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're a month too early. Timing's part of it, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think of Jeffrey Epstein?
Great guy.
Okay. All right.
One sec. Finish whatever thoughts you may have had. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, I am not Finnish, actually. I am, unfortunately, a citizen of Earth in the year 2025. And so, not Finnish, though. Again, Jeffrey Epstein, he got a list of names, and they're cashing in. Epstein may no longer be alive, but the people that installed Epstein into the location of social power that he was in, those people are going to cash in on their investment. Oh, you got the second 2 liter. I see why you had to get up. Makes sense.
The bottom part of the first 2 liter is already mostly flat.
That's right, of course. And you got to get a nice carbonated beverage, of course.
When you're doing a fresh carbonated, like a fresh 2 liter, I've lived poor for a long time. When you
Oh,
do
yeah.
a fresh 2-liter, you want the paper cup because that takes out so much of the carbonation just being poured. And it's that nice middle ground. And as you work your way down, you use a glass cup because that doesn't affect the carbonation hardly at all. And when you finish it off, you just kill the thing with your lips.
I've been there. I used to when I was very young. I was born and raised on soda, ice cream, and McDonald's. Um, my here's a story that I remembered. I have a lot of repressed childhood memories, but I remembered this story pretty recently this year. I used to believe that donuts were healthy. This is the when I was young. My mom taught me that donuts were healthy because
Oh my god.
uh, her logic was very simple. Calories are useful when you're poor and you can't afford food, right? She
Well,
thought, oh, we just need calories, right? And
she's not
so,
entirely wrong, dude.
well, so that is what she convinced me that donuts were healthy. And if donuts were healthy, well, even if we have money, let's still buy the donuts because they're kind of cheap and they're healthy. So I remembered recently, I believed the donuts were healthy until I was like maybe 12. And so that's a part of my childhood.
That
So
sucks. But well, it's just it
so,
doesn't
but I
suck.
used to
It's just
drink
unique.
soda all the time. I'm very familiar with what you're talking about. Although I prefer the carbonation at its peak. I like it.
Ooh,
And I like it in like a bigger, larger open face cup because then the bubbles kind of hit your nose a little bit. And I used to love that shit. I had a nice big ass,
fair.
like larger than usual cup when I was like a child. And I just loved pouring the soda in there and just going, oh man, it was beautiful. What an experience. I can feel it right now.
I the I was going to talk more about Sody Pop, and then I saw the live ticker there and remembered we
Right,
do have
yeah.
a show.
We're live and also we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein today. So
Ugh. Okay.
you still really haven't touched on that yourself. So
I guess I just can't figure out why Donald Trump wouldn't just release all the files and you know, have this thing done with. I can't. It doesn't make any sense. Why would Donald Trump, who owns a club called Mar-a-Lago, uh,
which by the way, Donald Trump's one of his other agencies was the blueprint for Jeffrey Epstein's criminal enterprise. They learned a lot of their trafficking from one of his modeling agencies that he also ran very closely and out of Mar-a-Lago. So that's a very
hmm,
interesting component to this.
I just can't figure out why he wouldn't. I mean, he had his Bill Barr when Jeffrey Epstein died. Was the attorney general. Um,
Really makes you
I,
think.
yeah. Uh, I just can't figure out why he. But look, I would like to say, oh, look at Trump, look at Trump, look at Trump. Um, I'm going to recycle a joke from earlier that only you got. Um, I would like to say that the Democrats um, are better, but they're not. So there's something that links both of these groups that they are covering up. And I don't care. I don't care who's who because the Democrats had an opportunity for over the last 4 years to release all these files, and not unlike a Girl Scout looking to sell cookies for charity, attending Mar-a-Lago, it looks like they've got egg on their face. They didn't release any of these files. You see, they've jizzed on the. Doesn't matter. Uh,
No. Anyway,
Third time's
uh
a charm. We'll give
the
it like a
point
year.
is
I'll
Bill
try again.
Clinton's in those bitches, Donald Trump's in those bitches. They're all in
They
those
are.
motherfucking
They're
bitches.
so obviously. And the other point I was making, which is serious, is that Jeffrey Epstein ran 2 operations. One was a blackmail operation. That's what all the diddling's about. There was a second one. his legitimate, illegitimate business. The first layer of this was his fortune was built on finding ways for rich people to hide their money. That was his profession, as far as most of these people knew. And I will explain that in a moment, but basically, the Democrats and the Republicans are run by a bunch of rich people, many of whom used his services to hide their money, and they are covering up for a much larger scandal, which involves children as the victims, in order to hide their smaller but still very much illegal scandal of hiding their money. And isn't that just the problem with America? Is both of these people, both of
That's
these
one
groups,
component, but I don't know, man. I think the president being all over that bitch, like the president's on page 1, motherfucker. Like he's in the prologue, you know, he's in the pages that use Roman numerals. Like that's what Donald
Yeah.
Trump is in. He is
I
fucked.
believe Donald Trump participated in both aspects of that. And if he
Oh,
didn't,
he was participating in every single aspect. He was in every
if he
single
didn't,
room. He probably had
well,
access to all the surveillance footage.
he may not have participated in one, but if he didn't participate in one of those two scams, it was the hiding the money. Because he's already working with the Russians and the Russian mob and various other shady places. That was already Trump's business. He might have purely been there for the diddling, but he was definitely there for the diddling and probably there for the other thing. But
Man,
the point
did you
is
see that fucking drawing he made.
Oh,
What
fuck,
the fuck? I
What the
can't
fuck?
with this, man. It's
I can't.
it's beyond insane that we're still here and we're still dealing with this with that shit out there, man.
It's beyond insane that he was not arrested the moment,
Wow.
like that he wasn't arrested last week.
January 21. Oh man.
Not even that. I mean, yes, that should have happened. January 7th, he should have been arrested. But I mean, last week, as soon as that picture came out, we should have all been like, "What the fuck? That's a drawing of a kid."
We're
This motherfucker's
done.
talking
We're
about
done.
kids.
It's over. It's
Arrest
over.
that prick now. What are we
Oh.
doing? I do want to say, though, if you're questioning, if it seems too crazy that all of these people were diddling kids, it's true. It is too crazy. That's not why everybody's covering this stuff up. They're covering it up because they were involved in other crimes, and they care
It's a
so
criminal
little about
enterprise.
us. They care so little about those kids that they're willing to let them live their whole lives with this injustice unanswered in order to cover up their tax scheme. That's who our leaders are. The point of it all is that I'm not joking when I say we should contact everybody, regardless of what party represents you, should contact your representative and say, until all of the Jeffrey Epstein files are released, do not fund this government. We won't participate in this scheme that hides the crimes of diddlers. Fuck's sake.
Epstein. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. I don't even know who that is. Next question.
Thank God. All right. I'm gonna click the thing. We have fun here.
These are all pretty good. I gotta be
They
honest.
are.
This is you
Great
really picked a
audience here.
minefield for an episode here. Ooh.
Boat murder. I can't handle another honk. I can barely feel my lips.
Just go for it. Just go for it. We got one more to go after this because we're gonna do all of these but one. We're leaving one on the table. Is it gonna be so? We're going to war with Venezuela bit. We're doing that now, while Jake takes a break, and also fires up the oven, but not for reasons like that Donald Trump would be concerned with, but for reasons so that he can engage in some bakery activities in a legal and recreational fashion. But we're talking about war with Venezuela here. And next time we'll be talking about Charlie Kirk or the National Guard, both of which are probably going to be very closely related very soon. But we're going to be talking about one of those things afterward. And then we're going to be getting out of here. We probably should have gotten out of here a while ago. But we didn't. And here are the consequences. So war with Venezuela. The United States is finally going to dust off its colonial activity. Well, it's pretty interesting. I think, Donald Trump has said that he wants to take over Panama. He just wants Panama, not necessarily just the canal, but just Panama. He just wants the whole thing. He's going to take over Venezuela. He's definitely going to invade Mexico. That's already that plan is in action already. So it's a colonial project. It's similar to Gaza. We're probably going to be in a situation where the United States government invades these countries and installs puppet dictators and slowly moves demographics and populations, then makes trade deals with the United States that are very friendly. And then next thing you know, like, oh, we're going to absorb into the United States. And oh, next thing you know, Mexico is half annexed into the United States. And now we got 4 more states, and then white people from Texas and all that kind of stuff. New Mexico can go on down and all this kind of stuff. That's really the ultimate plan here. That's what not necessarily Donald Trump wants to do, but that's what these Stephen Miller type characters, especially like the Peter Thiel type characters, those kind of guys, they're engaged in more colonial expansion. They're engaged in more land grab stuff. They're engaged in more slave populations that they can take advantage of. And who better to take advantage of than the global South, the people that have been bullied and kicked around and shat and spit on for the last a very long time. My camera auto shut off. That's what I think about war with Venezuela. Hopefully Jake gets back here at any moment. Hello to the chat today. Hello, how is everyone?
I just
we got
found a
Annie
lighter.
Fitzgerald. We found a lighter. We got Latino Mufune, which, by the way, once again, still we're feuding Latino Mufune. I don't think that shit's over. Groove Dragon, you too. And more. We got all kinds of people here. Today on Jake's show. How's it going? We're talking about war with Venezuela today. It is 1:57 a.m. We are talking about the incoming war. The United States v. Venezuela. Well, it's an interesting situation. The United States recently decided to drop a bomb of quite a severity on a fishing boat. A fishing boat that allegedly, according to the government that is very reliable, was smuggling drugs into our country. They released a video of this so-called drug cartel operation, and it was a very small vessel. If they did have cocaine on that vessel, it's not that much. And also, like, isn't fentanyl the problem? Like, I mean, are we doing the cocaine scare in 2025? I thought it was fucking fentanyl. But hey, whatever. Okay, they're cutting the cocaine with the fentanyl, and but maybe they're not. Maybe it's just their fishing boat. And war with Venezuela. It's not good. This whole thing is unraveling. I mean, I'm somebody who I don't leave my house. I sit in my bedroom all day. I work from home. I have 17 jobs that I work from home at. And one of the things that I do is I just sit here alone in my bedroom and think about how we're fucked. And once again, not in the good dick way. We're not enjoying this endeavor. It's kind of similar to a Jeffrey Epstein sort of dick way. It's very, very bad situation. And I think about where we're heading. And right now, I'm still predicting in the 2040s. So I think I've got the next 15 years figured out or so. And it's not looking so good. So unless someone puts a stop to it, anybody,
I'm going to color in all the other parts that are part of this that I didn't hear that you would normally gather over the course of listening to like 10 other news stories about it. The guy that ran Venezuela is not unlike Lula da Silva. So Trump's holy shit, I cannot keep a train of thought.
No, keep going. Trump, Lula da Silva, Venezuela.
Well, all right. So
go.
basically Venezuela. I'm trying to do this
Just
the
go.
condensed thing.
Yep. Go
So
for it. Reach for the skies.
Trump has partnered with South American dictators. I don't remember who the fucking Maduro in Brazil. Who the fucking
Jair Bolsonaro.
Bolsonaro? Fucking thank you.
Maduro's
So Trump is
Venezuela.
yes, thank you. The Maduro of Brazil is what I was trying to get to.
I wouldn't
Trump
agree
partner.
with that characterization. I don't know if I agree with that.
All right, yeah, because there's left-right shit involved. But I basically mean Trump is trying to treat South America like the South America of the 80s. Like we used to get away with just saying like, I don't like that guy. I'm going to come up with a vaguely Cold War related reason, and then I'm going to kill him and replace him with somebody else.
Fun fact,
That's what
Brazil
he's
is
trying
on
to
their
do.
5th republic. They've had 5 republics in just like 200 years. Pretty crazy stuff.
bodes.
If they can start over 5 times.
So I don't want to. I am actually grouping all South American or Latin American countries together, I guess. But I look
They don't
at
speak
like
Latin in Latin America. What's the deal with that shit?
I
They speak
think
Spanish and Portuguese. Give me a fucking break.
he's going to destroy, if he can, with force, one of the bright spots of the world in this era,
On our show.
which is Lula da Silva in Brazil. And I think the way he's behaving with a boat near Venezuela is obviously it's illegal. Like there's a difference between being legal to give the order, as in it's a legal order to carry out, and not facing consequences after having given that order for having bad reasons.
Like I know I understand, you know.
No, I got to finish the point, or it's going to be a
it.
different
Go
point.
for it. Just do it. Just do it.
But this isn't even that. This is beyond that. He gave illegal orders, so it was illegal to follow those orders. And the reasons he had for giving them were also not justifiable. At no stage of this did he or anybody else that carried it out behave in a legal manner, even though our laws are insufficient. So all of these people belong in prison. We must impeach. That's 2026. The only way it's going to happen is electing a massive wave, like an unstoppable wave of pure blue. And it's just what we're going to have to do.
We got to install some fucking water filters. We need some reverse osmosis because our blue is not so blue. Our blue is not as well. It's full of pollutants, but you know.
And until we start, well, we can get them to until we get their replacements. We can at least get them functioning in a way that is close to what we need. So shut down this government. That's going to stop their ability to carry out.
We gotta retool this bitch.
We shut it down and retool it. That's what we got to do. But that will, I mean, they won't be doing it for the same reasons, but it is yet, it's function. All right. They won't be doing it for the same reasons, but it doesn't matter because we'll be stopping a war. So shut down the government.
Yeah, but we'll only just be stopping one war. And as you know, Trump has stopped 7 wars. He's on a roll. You hear that? You hear that shit? I watched this clip the other day. I'm not going to lie. I was in bed. I just woke up and I made the horrible decision to look at Twitter. And I see this clip of Donald Trump saying, I stopped 7 wars. And I lost my shit. I couldn't stop laughing for an extended period of time. He stopped 7 wars. We're sitting here trying to theory craft. How do we stop a war, singular? He's already at 7 and counting. I heard the other day he's up to 10. Like, this is crazy shit.
He's a giant clown baby. It's insane. So shut down the government. Reason number 2 in this stream so far. I gotta say, this might be nonsense, but I'm fucking loving this. I'm actually.
Oh, this is a good stream. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Is it up there with the gas station stream? Maybe.
Ooh,
Maybe.
man, that one was good. That was a
was
good fucking stream. And now the letter hack's not here to fucking get all jealous and fucking weird. Like, yeah, that was a good fucking episode, man. That was really good. Holy
Isn't that the
shit.
reason though that they get like this is because it's the kids playing
Yeah,
well.
that motherfucker. And he was drowning. He was dying at the time. It was a
Well,
rough
that
couple
poor-
days for him. And then he
yeah.
pulled that knife on an innocent guy at the gas station. What a freak. What the fuck was
Oh
that
my
all about?
goodness.
Holy
It's
shit.
Charlie Kirk or National Guard. Oh my
This
god.
could, yeah, I mean, either one of these are really meaty. So once again, we'll only be covering one of these.
Oh fuck. I wanted
Ooh.
it to be Charlie Kirk, and so it's gonna be.
I mean, we could cover both of them if you want. It's up to you. But you know, we
I
just
know,
got to
right,
build
yeah.
the tension long enough to get people. I mean, they've already stayed here long enough, right? We've already built the tension. So
I
fuck
just meant
'em.
I might have talked about like how Charlie Kirk, like I said, like the National Guard reminds me of this thing about Charlie Kirk.
Well, that's the thing is that I think that these are going to be, and we can maybe just end it with talking about both at once, is that these are going to synthesize,
Oh,
right? Like, I think Donald Trump is going to use this as some sort of pretense to just invade left-wing cities, even though it happened in fucking Utah of all places, which is a stupid fucking name for a state, by the way. And also, they have child sex slavery legalized. It's called child marriage, but same thing.
oof.
Anyway, Jeffrey Epstein loves that place, and so does Donald Trump. And hey, what am I? Oh, anyway.
I
So
thought that was all right.
National Guard. You know, it's. Oh, my camera's turning off. Oh, there it goes. Okay. National Guard. It makes a sound every time. This isn't a National Guard situation. This is a straight out civil war. You're telling me Texas is sending motherfucking troops to DC, Texas, and they're sending troops to California. That's a civil war. Texas, their state fucking military is being sent to California for what? Nothing? That's a civil war. They're invading another state. I don't know. I mean, why is anyone not talking about it in this way? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe they are. I haven't seen it. I don't really watch the news as much as I used to. But that's a civil motherfucking war. You're telling me Tennessee or whatever the fuck is sending motherfucking goddamn militaries, man's troops into another goddamn state or a territory, in this case with DC? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, but no one talks about it like that. They just go, the National Guard and then dispatch. But then, like, what the fuck, dude? This shit is fucking crazy, man. I tell you what, we are fucked. And they're gonna use that motherfucker getting shot or whatever. Some guy at a college. I don't know. It's the 47th school shooting of the year. Give me a break. I'm losing track of this shit. But that guy got shot at a college or whatever. And they're going to use this as a pretense to fucking send in more troops. Now fucking Kansas is going to invade fucking Illinois and fucking goddamn whatever the fuck is going to invade whatever. Who cares? You know what I'm trying to say. We are fucked. This country is over. It's done with. And is anyone going to do anything about it? Is anyone going to, I don't know, maybe put their foot down and stopping this? And at this point, I'm pleading to other countries like Europe, for example. We're fucking Europe shit all up with the trade war and everything's getting more expensive. I was trying to buy something the other day and it's from a country called fucking, what is it, Denmark? And Denmark is no longer sending packages to the United States. So I couldn't buy something the other day. I'm offended. Look at this fucking guy eating cheese or whatever that is. Carrots? I don't know. Maybe it could be carrots, but I'm just going to assume it's yeah, of course. And what was I saying? Right. We're fucked. I'm pleading with like China. China, do something already. Like we're fucking we're on 1 HP. Just come in here and do the fucking shit, man. What are we doing here? Can we just get this over with? I'm 29, okay? I want to see the end of this story. I have a chance. I think I have a chance. I want to see the end of this story, okay? Let's get it over with. Let's wrap it up.
Oh,
You know, motherfuckers like Matt the letter hack, he's not going to see the end of this story. I do, though. I, on the other hand, am wanting to be in the audience for that.
oh. That was the most devastating, of course, in history.
It's okay. I don't think he's watching anymore.
Oh no, the witticism earlier. Oh,
Which one?
oh, the carrots or cheese, and I said cheese, and you're
Mm,
of course.
yeah. Well, I mean, there was a moment. It was once again. I used this line earlier, but that was a different show technically, and I was also maybe a different day on the calendar. We're up pretty late. But I leaped through the quantum realm for about half a second, and I was literally, it's like, the Mandela effect, like Fruit of the Loom or whatever, right? That kind of shit. Bernstein, what is it? Who knows? So I slipped into a quantum gate, and I was in a universe where that could have been carrots, but I slipped back in. But I was in that universe. That was reality for a very brief moment of time for me.
This is like a
Perceptually.
V-shaped Jake who's got it together, clean
Yeah.
shaven.
Eating carrots,
Equally wants to put a gun in his mouth, but for totally different reasons. Mine is not real. The topic was National Guard.
I think I covered that one.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Trump belongs in prison. Impeach and imprison.
Oof.
And don't bother with any candidate that does not agree that Trump should be impeached.
Oh yeah, you're doing the candidates thing, right? Because you still think that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should behave as though it is, not simply to make it so, because expectation quickly becomes reality in America, but also because if that process
hashtag
is interrupted, it should be interrupted earnestly.
Turning off.
You know. But yeah,
I've told this
impeach and
story,
imprison.
but my microphone, I had a boom arm for this. I bought this 4.5 years ago, but the boom arm broke like 3.5 years ago, and I never got another one. So that's why my mic just like falls over and makes a loud noise frequently. Because I also just I am very cheap,
Noted.
Yep.
And I find that comforting, personally.
Mhm. Anyway, so we're talking
I had a thought
about
about boom arms, but it left.
yeah.
Oh
fuck
wait,
that shit, man. That was a
I
waste of
do.
money.
I do have National Guard thoughts, and that
Okay.
this is yet another example of something this motherfucker and the administration and everybody involved with carrying it out, but starting with the president, must be impeached and must be imprisoned. When we talk about leftist revolution in the country, this is the leftist revolution being carried out that I am describing. The time is here. The steps are obvious. It's an uncomfortable thing to discuss, but it is the reality we're living in. These are crimes. We know what they are. We see what it is. We are describing it as fascism and authoritarianism. That is what it is. And it's not simply that he's changing the laws to be cruel. It's that he is breaking the laws that we have. And that means there is a consequence that's supposed to be fulfilled. So we must have people in office who will help us fulfill that. Put these motherfuckers in prison.
The same prison that Ghislaine is in, where she gets 5 days a week.
Elaine, please, but yes.
No, her name is definitely Ghislaine. She's jizzing all over the lane.
It is
she's
because
a
the joke
jizzy.
is not
It's gross.
funny
It's
enough.
gross. It's not funny. It's just that's her name. I don't know what the fuck. Good? No. I just disagree. I just disagree as a matter of principle because that's one gross ass bitch. Anyway, my point is she gets 5 days a week work release. So she gets she goes to prison on on Monday and Tuesday. She just hangs out at the prison.
Honestly, on
plays
principle,
bridge. But
I'd be fine with that. I would be fine with them. I wouldn't be fine, but on principle, that is acceptable. Allowing them to have very light prison sentences, to allowing them to have commuted prison sentences, so long as it includes the being not allowed to run for public office ever again as part of their sentence. But whether or not it's a gentle punishment is secondary to the point of we must establish as the rule these people are not allowed to do this thing. They sent
Yeah,
armed
well,
troops in to harass U.S. citizens. That as it will
there's
inevitably
so
result in
many of
violence.
these. There's so many of these things that it's like you kind of look at it and you
It
go
has resulted in violence, but I mean, it will inevitably
like
result
they
in
literally have militarily invaded Los Angeles and they've militarily invaded
yes,
and at this point seemingly permanently are going to occupy Washington DC. Now I used to live in I used to live in the, in the Maryland section right next to Washington DC. But I
of
used
course.
to be in Washington DC for several years. That's I know the city very well. I've attended many events there. I've walked around every street in Washington. I remember one time just walking up and down the whole thing. And so I'm very familiar with that city's layout. And so I see all these videos all over the place of just like, oh yeah, I know that place. And then there's just like tanks in the street, and then there's these big ass trucks with those like tarps on them and stuff. And it's like it's crazy ass shit, man. It's weird. It's weird.
It
I
scars
gotta
your
be honest.
memory of the place.
But it's something that like, when Trump was elected, Kamala Harris got scammed out of 3.7 million votes because of KKK rules in Georgia and Michigan and fucking North Carolina and other kind of in Pennsylvania. They have all these weird rules where you can just erase fucking ballots. But anyway, that's a whole separate story. But when Trump got elected, I knew all this shit was gonna happen. This is not a surprise to me. So I remember going into a deep dark hole when that shit happened. But it's very scary to actually, it's kind of, I didn't think it would happen as quickly. But it's a very scary situation, this whole invading cities sort of deal. It's not good. But there is a precedent in 2020. Donald Trump did also invade cities during
Yeah.
the protests there, and in that situation, a lot of Democrat governors were on his side, which was a huge fucking problem back then, and it's still a problem now to some degree. I don't trust governors like Shapiro or Whitmer even to resist this kind of stuff. So some governors are doing some decent stuff with that, like Pritzker I saw put out a pretty strong message, but about whether or not the fucking U.S. military should invade their state. But I don't, some of these other blue state governors are really disappointing me in the last couple months. Let's put it that way.
It's crucial to understand the way they think about this as well. Those governors that you are doubting, they behave that way for the same reason that they're willing to participate in the Epstein cover-up. It's because they don't sincerely hold any beliefs. They are participating in a scam. They're not in that office because they think that the National Guard should or should not be allowed into a state. They come at that decision based on what they think voters will like, how it will play for their next election, and how it will allow them to access the power they need to pull off these scams. If you're in government, just by being in government, you know about laws that are going to affect markets before the markets know about those laws. And because we don't have any rules preventing these folks from holding stock like this, you can then make a big bet on the stock market. If, say, cement is going to be taxed
It's not
very
even a
heavily
bet at that point.
Yeah. You're betting how the market will react to a
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
only is going to hit the market. So just by being in those positions, these people get to make a lot of money. And to hold on to those positions, people that want to make a lot of money will pretend like they give a shit about any of it, and they don't. They just don't.
Like these
So when
fucking
it comes
Gavin Newsom motherfuckers, man.
so
Oh,
when it comes to something like the National Guard in your city, yeah, Gavin Newsom, exactly. Like the National Guard in your city, you have to decide for yourself, rationally and calmly, what is the actual correct thing that should happen as a result of this. I think it's reasonable to say the people that gave the orders that may result in deaths of U.S. citizens at the hands of U.S. military personnel, those people should go to prison for giving those orders, and the people who carried them out should also be punished in some manner. And then you must ask yourself, how am I going to get that done? And right now, one of the only paths we have open to us is to first impeach these people, which removes them from office, removes them from the dangerous position they are in, and then imprison them, which will be a matter for the DOJ to handle, which means we also need to make sure we are focusing on getting the right Department of Justice positions filled.
That sounds like some excellent fan fiction, and I hope that everyone else subscribes and reads it. Because none of that.
What do you mean fan fiction?
I mean, I want that to happen, but I'm saying it's not going to happen. We are fuckskis.
Are you saying you shouldn't try to make that happen?
No, we should try. I agree that we should try. It's just
okay.
Not gonna. I don't know. I'm not looking so.
Then what's the point? I mean, being honest about the odds of success is one thing. I understand, but let's not dismiss the point so easily. Let's not. Let's not send our brain the signal to cease thinking about it or how we might make the next step happen.
It's actually I'm vegetarian, so I'm malnourished. So lifting things is very hard. So it's not I'm not doing it that easily. If you can believe it or not, I'm attempting to do so with utmost vigor and strength. But I'm
not even entirely clear what it is I've said at this stage. I don't think we do the last one. I think
we're in the right state of mind to tackle this last All-American issue of
it's the night after. It's the night it happened.
That is true. The National Guard invaded DC like a month ago, like that's so we're gonna do it or what? What are we doing here?
Yes, we're doing it, but I'm not gonna take another honk because let's just fucking do this.
Get it over with? Okay.
Well, because I can barely form a sentence.
I mean, just this whole thing with the cheering and all of that is some unintentional. I do not sponsor that. Listen, that's baked into the website, everybody. So my webcam, which is also a camcorder from 1997, turned off. Coincidental, it has an auto shut off every 10 minutes. Or 15. I don't know. I haven't counted actually, but maybe someone else has. But that unintentional. We're not celebrating. We don't celebrate violence, of course. This is not we're pacifists. Actually, I'm a pacifist. When I was a child, when I was young, I was bullied in school. Never fought back. Why? I'm a pacifist. I let people step on me, and also I love Trump and I love Israel. I think Israel is the best country in the world, better than America, but not better than Trump. It's Trump, then Israel, then America. And so, with all that being in mind, Charles Kirk was shot and killed. I don't know if you saw that video. It was pretty obvious, but they tried to pretend like he was alive for some reason. I don't know. They were trying to get away with that one. But if anyone saw the video, like, yikes, it didn't look so good. But he was shot and even killed, actually, at an event in the state of Utah. His last words were talking about how gun violence isn't that big of a deal, and it's mostly gang violence. And guns are actually pretty cool, but he never got to that part because someone they kicked him out the door, as Jeb Bush would say. And Charles, he's not going to be around to raise his kids, which is it's unfortunate. In the classic sense of the word, that kids should really have not even just a father figure, but just as many well-meaning adult family members around them at all times. They should be living not even just with two parents, but with their grandparents, aunts, uncles. The whole family system should be very close together, comforting and communitarian. So in that kind of sense, sad that he but also, let's be honest, Charlie Kirk is a Nazi. He's kind of a piece of shit. So he's probably not going to be that great of a dad. Let's be honest, right? So there's kind of the kids are going to be able to process their dad dying really young. And if you know that anything about kids brains are like sponges, they're, they absorb and process details very quickly. And wouldn't it be great to just get that shit over with? Imagine being 15 and versus having that kind of thing happen when you're much older in life, which happens to a lot of people. But anyway, my point being, he had a family. The wife, she's probably gonna be back on the market in maybe 6 months, a year. What do you think? Polymarket odds. Can we log into Polymarket? When is Charlie Kirk's widow going to be caught with somebody doing a Lauren Boebert at a movie theater? Polymarket odds. I think 2026 end of year. That's what I think. Your turn, Jake.
I just think it's really one of those moments. I don't know what the correct word is, but I suppose iconic. It's a moment that is it's an event that perfectly sums up the moment that we're all living in. This guy who was taken out of college by a billionaire and told, "I'm going to pay you to do propaganda for me." And
He
that's
was taken
right-wing
out of
propaganda.
college, and then he was paid to never leave.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And his goal was to affect the youth and to essentially lie to the youth and do right-wing propaganda, and that includes running cover from the NRA and making sure that we still get children killed in schools constantly. There was
Which,
a
by the
massacre.
way, isn't it poetic that the same time Charlie Kirk is shot through the neck, that kids are getting murdered? Well, actually, I think they survived, but I don't know. Kids got shot down in Colorado. So while Charlie Kirk is out there literally at an event defending guns, saying that some people need to die because of our Second Amendment, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
While he's doing that and also getting shot and killed, kids right across the country, not even that far away, but are also getting shot and possibly killed. So it's a very interesting day in America. But
If
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see this one coming. This was not on my bingo card. I'll be real.
No, it was
I
not on
predicted a
mine.
lot of things that have very come true, and I get to do my victory lap and say, "Ha, I told you so, everybody." This whole one, I gotta be honest with you, this one threw me for a loop. I didn't see this one coming, and it's a sad day. It's a sad day. All kinds of life is being taken away for all kinds of various reasons, and it's a sad day to be a human being on planet Earth, I must say.
Yeah, but I think when I say that it speaks of the moment, like if Charlie Kirk had
Charles.
not been shot, yeah, Charles Darwin Kirk had not been shot.
Is that really his name?
I don't know.
He doesn't believe in evolution, so probably not.
Probably not.
Well, he didn't, I should say. I'm sorry.
If he hadn't been shot, we would be talking about how audacious it was that on the very day as yet another classroom of kids was gunned down, he was out there saying that the problem was gang violence. That would have been played on the Majority Report tomorrow. But instead, this guy who was paid by wealthy people to help them stay wealthy, so to lie to us to help those people stay wealthy, as he was doing the thing that was assuring him a place in hell. That's when he got sent there. And I feel bad for his children, but I feel bad for Goebbels's children. This guy was as evil as they come. He knew what he was doing, and he died for a bullet that he meant for you and your family. He died from a bullet that he was fine making sure went into a little kid's neck, and he caught one. So this is the moment we live in. This is what we created. This is the industry that exists, and this is the consequences for it.
Charles Kirk, dead.
Rest in piss.
Whoa.
That came off harsher, I guess.
Wow. That was now we got to zoom out for that one. That was wow, Jake. Jeez, I didn't know you were that. Wow. Wow. Now I'm on this side. Oof. Wow.
Hey, buddy. I think
we talk about, by the way,
yeah.
This has been a good stream, but I did my This Space show. This news happened during my show. But
Ooh,
I do my show without looking at the chat. Well, zoom us back out because this is
okay.
important.
All right.
No, it is literally important. Well, whenever I do my This Space show, I have my Latin title cards that I devised myself. And my entire show today, or yesterday, I suppose, was about the subject of how politics is inherently violent and how everyone's dying for stupid reasons. And I don't look at the chat, right? But this all happened, and people weren't listening to my show today. So because they were rightfully probably looking at other stuff. So go back and watch my show, everybody.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a good one. I worked on it for when I work on a show, it's just I think of things to talk about. I don't write them down. I think any sort of preparation, writing of any kind, it ruins the vibe that I set out. But did a lot of work thinking about that one. So go check it out. The Space.
I'm looking forward to it, my friend.
Oh, resume back in.
Yeah. Well, I thought you horrible bitch. I cannot.
Fuck.
Listen. I think somehow, some freaking how.
You haven't wandered
good
off like Joe Biden at just literally any moment in his life. And somehow you've managed to put down the pipe, as it were.
Yeah.
So I hope you've well, first of all, let me take full credit. But I hope that you've farmed at least 1.5 hours watch time. Oh, my camera turned off. And off of oh shit. Oh, fuck. We're in VCR mode. Wait. Okay. Well, all right, we're back in. Hopefully we farmed a couple watch hours here. What are our viewers at right now? What do we got?
31 viewers.
31
and we've been
viewers.
pretty darn near that for 90 minutes.
That's not bad. I would have expected no one to come over, but people actually came over and were like,
right? My word. And it just at the end occurred to me that it would have been the perfect stream to have the chat playing on stream for the whole time as we crash into things.
Nah, fuck that shit.
We got the live chat replay.
They don't deserve to be memorialized. They're irrelevant. You can go make your own goddamn show. Jake didn't invite you on this show.
What?
So you don't get to be here. Go do your own show.
I'll invite y'all on the next one.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Wait a minute.
There's not going to be a next one. After tonight, there's not going to be a next one.
I'm going to click end stream, but I don't know if it's going to give me the tabs. Okay, good.
Tabs?
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. I forgot the other thing.
What?
The other thing. Buddy.
Shutting off at any second.
No, it's not.
It's an incoming nuclear attack.
I mean, it's shutting off pretty soon. I do want to say.
Oh.
No, not that.
+1.
Yeah, you can get a point.
So,
all right, buddy. Set an outro video, and it's
you're setting a what?
It's because I'm so very high.
What?